Now, in previous video, we have learned how to derive the formula to calculate the compound interest. So let's take a couple of examples. So this is the example number one. Find the amount of rupees 200 after 3 years when the interest is compounded annually at the rate of 20% per annum. Okay, so what we have to do is that first we'll extract the relevant information which we have. So here the amount which is given is the principal which is given is rupees 2400. Time period for which it is getting invested is 3 years. So this is compounded annually, and currently since we have only done the formula for annual compounding, hence we are going to ignore this because all the examples which we will take with compounded annually. So this as on date is not relevant information for us. And this is the rate of interest, 20%. Now, when we solve these kind of questions, the first thing we must do is that we must write the formula. The formula is of amount in compound interest is A is equal to P into 1 plus R over 100 raised to the power T. Now, what all we have? We have principal, which is 2400. We have rate of interest, which is equal to 3%, and time period is, beg your pardon, it's rate of 20%, and the time period is 3 years. Now what we have to do is we have to simply put the values which we have extracted from this question itself into the formula. So amount will be equal to 2400 bracket 1 plus rate of interest is 20 divided by 100 raised to the power 3. Now the compound interest questions look pretty simple. I mean, they are actually simple, but there are times when it can become very, very computation intensive. So what you have to actually look into in solving these questions is that how quickly and how easily you can solve it. So I'll give you a couple of tips as well. Now, if here a couple of things I can do is that I can cut 20 by 100, so above it's going to be 1, below it's going to be 5, and then I can take an LCM and solve it. One way of doing it. Other way of doing it could be is that, since I am seeing here it's 24. 24 means it's something to do with 12, right? 12 into 2. And here also, when I'm going to solve it, it's going to become 120, which is going to be 12 into 10. So a lot of 12s, and if all in my numerator are 12s, it becomes easy for me to solve. So one has to really look into it, that what is the easier method for him to solve. So for me, the way I look at it, it is that if in case I don't solve this 20 by 100 here, it'll be easier. So let's first try that way. So what I do is that this all equals to 2400 into 100 plus 20. Though it may look like that it takes little time, but adding an extra step, though it takes little bit of time, but always ensures that you have no chance of committing a mistake. So there is actually no harm in writing those steps, which looks pretty obvious. Into it becomes 120 raised to the power 3, 100 raised to the power 3, and this can be simply written as 2400 into 120 into 120 into 120, and this gets divided by 100 into 100 into 100. I feel that this is easier way to solve it because I have got too many zeros above and too many zeros below, and almost all will get vanished off. It all disappear, but for one. So what I'm left here with is 24 into 12 into 12 into 12, and this goes divided by 10. Now again, you've got to observe it. I can solve it here. 2 5s are and 2 12s are, and all becomes 12 raised to the power 4 divided by 5. Or what I can do is that I can solve this numerator part and then just remove a 0 from here and put decimal somewhere, after the unit's place. I guess, dividing by 10 is far easier than dividing by 5. So we take it this way. It's like I further break this 24 into 2 into 12 into 12 into 12 into 12. It all goes divided by 10, and this will be equal to 2 into 12 raised to the power 4, or 2 into 144 square divided by 10. Now the reason that I have brought it into this form is because fortunately, unfortunately, I know the square of 144. It is 2 into 2, 0, 7, 3, 6. And this becomes equal to 4, 1, 4, 7. Sorry, yeah, it is 4, 1, 4, 7, 2, and this is equal to 4, 1, 4, 7.2. So amount we get after 3 years is rupees 4147.2.